Hello, today we are going to discuss about the topic refraction. The previous chapter we had discussed about reflection. Then what do you mean by reflection? When light hits on an opaque object, it gets reflected. Just like this. This is our opaque object. When light hits on this surface and it reflected back. And by looking at the arrow we can easily find out this is incident ray and this is reflected ray. And this is our surface and this is incident ray. By looking at the arrow we can easily find out this is the incident ray, and looking at the arrow here we can see this is reflected ray. And we have to draw a normal ray, and this normal ray is always 90 degrees surface. This normal ray is always 90 degrees surface, and we have another tape, that is angle of incidence. Angle of incidence is always angle between normal ray and incident ray. That is known as angle of incidence, and the angle of reflection is angle between normal ray and reflected ray, that we had studied in the fourth chapter. Now we are going to study about the refraction. Then what is meant by refraction? Refraction happens in a transparent medium. When light travels from one transparent to another transparent medium, the path of the light gets deviated. That is known as the refraction. Now we are going to discuss about the different medium. I am introducing that four different medium. One is air, second one is water, and third one is glass, and fourth one is diamond. Okay, first one is air, second one is water, third one is glass, fourth one is diamond. Then the speed of light in this air is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second. And speed of water is 2.25. Speed of light in water is 2.25 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second. The speed of light in glass is 2 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second. And speed of diamond is 1.25 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second. Okay. ലൈറ്റ് സ്പീഡുകളാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ എഴുതിയിരിക്കുന്നത്. നമുക്കറിയാം എന്താണ് ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് സ്പീഡ് ഇൻ ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് മീഡിയം ഫോർ ലൈറ്റ്. ലൈറ്റിന് ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് സ്പീഡാണ് ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് മീഡിയത്തിന്. സോ അവിടെ സ്പീഡ് ഓഫ് ലൈറ്റും ഒപ്റ്റിക്കൽ ഡെൻസിറ്റി എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ സാധനത്തിൽ ചെറിയൊരു റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പ് ഉണ്ട്. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് സ്പീഡ് ഓഫ് ലൈറ്റ് ഈസ് ഇൻവേഴ്സ്ലി പ്രൊപ്പോർഷണൽ ടു ദ ഒപ്റ്റിക്കൽ ഡെൻസിറ്റി. സോ വി നോ ദാറ്റ് സ്പീഡ് ഈസ് ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് ഇൻ ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് മീഡിയം as well as optical density is also different. Optical density is also different. So ഇനി നമ്മൾ റിഫ്രാക്ഷൻ്റെ കേസ് പറയുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് പറയാൻ പറ്റുന്നതാണ് മീഡിയം ഹാവിംഗ് ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് ഒപ്റ്റിക്കൽ ഡെൻസിറ്റീസ്. എന്താണ് ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് ഒപ്റ്റിക്കൽ ഡെൻസിറ്റി? അത് മാത്രം പഠിച്ചാൽ എന്താണ് ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് ഒപ്റ്റിക്കൽ ഡെൻസിറ്റി. സോ വി നോ ദാറ്റ് സ്പീഡ് ഓഫ് ലൈറ്റ് is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second, and speed of light in water is 2.25. So these two medium have different optical density. നമ്മൾ നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞ റിലേഷൻ നമുക്കറിയാം. ഒപ്റ്റിക്കൽ ഡെൻസിറ്റി സ്പീഡ് ഓഫ് ലൈറ്റ് എന്താണ് ഇൻവേഴ്സ്ലി പ്രൊപ്പോർഷണൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സ്പീഡ് ഓഫ് ലൈറ്റ് ഒപ്റ്റിക്കൽ ഡെൻസിറ്റി ഇൻവേഴ്സ്ലി പ്രൊപ്പോർഷണൽ ആണ്. ടു മീഡിയം ഹാവിംഗ് ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് സ്പീഡ്, സോ ടു മീഡിയം ഹാവിംഗ് different optical density also. So we can say that these two medium have different optical density. Then when light entered obliquely from air to water, we have to draw a normal here, and light bend towards this normal. Look, air to water, we know that the optical density, speed of light is equal to 3 into 10 raised to 8. Speed of light in air is equal to 3 into 10 raised to 8. Speed of light in water is equal to 2.25. So we also know the relationship between speed of light and optical density. Speed of light and optical density. Speed of air ആണിൻ്റെ സ്പീഡാണ് വലുത്. ലൈറ്റിൻ്റെ എയറിൻ്റെ സ്പീഡാണ് വലുത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഒപ്റ്റിക്കൽ ഡെൻസിറ്റി എന്തായിരിക്കും? എയറിൻ്റെ ഒപ്റ്റിക്കൽ ഡെൻസിറ്റി എന്തായിരിക്കും? കുറയും. എയറിൻ്റെ ഒപ്റ്റിക്കൽ ഡെൻസിറ്റി ഡിക്രീസസ് ഇൻ എയർ. ദെൻ നമുക്ക് സ്പീഡിൽ നമുക്ക് 2.25 ആകുമ്പോൾ ഒപ്റ്റിക്കൽ ഡെൻസിറ്റി വാട്ടറിലെ കൂടുതലായിരിക്കും. സോ എയർ ഹാസ് ഒപ്റ്റിക്കൽ ഡെൻസിറ്റി, ലെസ് ഒപ്റ്റിക്കൽ ഡെൻസിറ്റി. ദെൻ when light enter obliquely from air to water, its path deviated at the surface of separation and moves towards the നോർമലിൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് കൂടെ ലൈറ്റ് റേസ് ഇങ്ങനെ പോകും. സോ ഒപ്റ്റിക്കൽ ഡെൻസിറ്റി കുറവിൽ നിന്നും ഒപ്റ്റിക്കൽ ഡെൻസിറ്റി കൂടുതലോട്ട് light obliquely enter ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ light bend towards its normal, and when light is normal to the surface and it moves in straight, അത് സ്ട്രെയിറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് തന്നെ പോവും. അപ്പോൾ രണ്ട് കണ്ടീഷൻ നമ്മൾ പറയേണ്ട. ഫസ്റ്റ് കണ്ടീഷൻ different optical density, that is satisfied, and second condition is oblique density, that is satisfied. That is why light bend at the surface of separation and moves towards this normal. ഇവിടെ നോക്കുക, ശ്രദ്ധിക്കേണ്ട പോയിന്റ്, this is moving towards this normal. Why? Light rate, the medium is optical density, medium having optical density less than optical density to high optical density rays bend towards its normal. Okay, then next, here in this example, you know, different optical density, because this is air and this is water, different optical density is satisfied, but the second condition is not satisfied in this case, that is not oblique incident, this is normal incident, so no bending at the surface of separation. That is the main point we have to take care about it. Okay, now this is known as refraction, and when light enters from air to water, its path get deviated at the surface of separation and bend towards this normal. Why it is bend towards this normal? Because air optical density കുറവും വാട്ടറിന്റെ optical density കൂടുതലായതുകൊണ്ട് ലൈറ്റ് towards this normal. ഇനി നെക്സ്റ്റ് കണ്ടീഷൻ നമ്മൾ പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ലൈറ്റ് മൂവിങ് ഫ്രം വാട്ടർ ടു എയർ. അപ്പോഴും നമ്മളോട് വാട്ടർ ടു എയർ. So what is the specialty in this case here? Water having optical density more, but air less optical density. But light enter from water to air, so that what will happen is bend at the surface of separation, because this having different optical density, water and air having different optical density, and light enter from water to air. This is having optical density, high optical density to low optical density. So it's bend at the surface of separation away from the normal. That is the another case. Bend away from the normal, bend light rate from high optical density to low optical density. Light rays bend away from the normal at the surface of separation. So we discussed three cases: case 1, case 2, case 3. First case, by looking at the error we can say that this is incident and this is refracted ray. Okay, case 1, light entering from low optical density to high optical density, so at the surface of separation it bend towards its normal. In second case, light enter from low optical density to high optical density, but the incident light is normal to the surface, no bending at this case. And third case is light ranging from high optical density to low optical density, and it is oblique incident. Then at the surface of separation, light deviated away from the normal. And finally, the fourth condition also just like second condition, light enter from high optical density to low optical density in a normal incident. Then light moves in straight line without deviation or without refraction. Light moves in a straight line. This is the fourth condition about refraction. Now we are discussing about the critical angle and total internal refraction. When this is happening in a transparent medium, and this is happening in transparent medium when light enters from high optical density to low optical density. In that previous topic we already discussed about the four cases. In that third case we discussed this matter. That's when light rays enter from high optical density to low optical density. So we have to draw a normal at the surface of separation, or at the point of incident we have to draw a normal. I draw a normal, and light get deviated at this point away from the normal. And this is known as angle of incidence, and this is known as angle of refraction. Angle of refraction is angle between normal and refracted ray, that is the angle of refraction. Then when I increase this angle of incidence little bit more, then this angle of refraction also increases, and I keep on increasing, then what will happen? This angle of refraction become 90. Angle of refraction become 90. At this time, this angle of incidence is known as critical angle. Critical angle. So here, when I increasing the angle of incidence, angle of refraction upon increasing, and it reaches a 90 degree. That is, angle of refraction become 90 degree. The corresponding angle of incidence is known as critical angle. So in this case, this trend is when I increasing the angle of incidence, angle of refraction also increases. Okay, and this angle is known as critical angle. അതായത് 90 ഡിഗ്രി ആംഗിൾ ഓഫ് റിഫ്രാക്ഷൻ 90 ഡിഗ്രി ആകുമ്പോൾ ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന ആംഗിൾ പറയുന്ന പേരാണ് ക്രിട്ടിക്കൽ ആംഗിൾ. ദെൻ ട്രെൻഡ് എന്ന് പറയുക എന്താ? when I increases the angle of incidence and the angle of refraction is also increasing. Then again I increasing angle of incidence greater than critical angle. Then what will happen? The trend എന്ന് പറയുക എന്താണ്? increasing angle of refraction increase ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുക. So it increases. So what will happen? No refraction. Refraction means when light enter from one transparent medium to another transparent medium, here light is reflected in the same medium. So this condition is known as total internal reflection. Critical angle കൂടുതൽ ആംഗിൾ നമ്മൾ കൊടുക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ the light is not refracting, it is reflected in the same medium. That phenomenon is known as total internal reflection. Next topic is about the refractive index. What is refractive index? Adinu vendite we have to do an experiment, that is experiment a prism I am taking a prism and I incident and this is oblique incident at the surface of this prism, and at this point of contact I draw a 90 degree, that is known as, we know that is known as normal. This is normal ray and this is incident ray. Then we know that actually the ray moves like this, but this is air and this is glass, so optical density low and optical density less in this case. So light bend towards, we studied that light bend towards is normal, so it bend like this. So we know that this is our angle of incidence and this is our angle of refraction, and the refracted ray look like this, and we have to draw a error here so that we can easily identify that this is refracted ray, and this is known as angle of refraction, angle of incidence. Okay, so in this case sine of angle of incidence divided by sine of angle of refraction becomes a constant. This is known as Snell's law. ഇതിനാണ് Snell's law എന്ന് പറയാം. ഇത് കൂടുതലായിട്ട് ഒന്നുകൂടി അറിയാൻ വേണ്ടി ഞാൻ നിങ്ങളോട് പറയുകയാണ്. I am doing an experiment. So in the first case I got the angle. I do an experiment. In the first place I got an angle of incidence is equal to I wrote as angle I and angle R. Angle of incidence is 20 and I got the result as 30. Angle of refraction is equal to 30, and in second case I just increasing this angle of incidence, just increasing the angle of incidence 20 to 30, and then after പറഞ്ഞത് angle of incidence കൂടുന്നതിനനുസരിച്ചിട്ട് angle of refraction എന്ത് സംഭവിക്കും? angle of refraction കൂടുകയാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് 30 and 19.45. Then I again increases, so I get 45 and I got 28. So I took the sin I and sin R. So in this case sin 20 by sin 30. I got the result by doing in calculator. I get the result as 1.5. And again I took this value, again sin 30 by sin 19.45. I again got the value 1.5. From this I understood that sin I by sin R becomes a constant. Okay, sin I by sin R become a constant. That is why I wrote like this: sin I by sin r is a constant. This law is known as Snell's law. This law is known as Snell's law, and this constant is known as this refractive index. This is Snell's law. RH is going to constant refractive index of this medium. This is air and this is glass. So refractive index of this glass is constant. Sin A by sin R constant. Okay. So we medium refractive index sin A by sin R. We have to find sin A and sin R. So it is very difficult. So we can also express this with another physical quantity that is known as speed of light. That is constant refractive index small n represent small n. So n is equal to sin A by sin R. N is equal to sin A by sin R. So we can express, I already told that we can express this refractive index by another physical quantity that is known as speed of light. Speed of light is speed of light of air, speed of light of water, speed of light in glass, speed of light in diamond. So we can express the refractive index by using another physical quantity that is known as speed of light. So here n means we know that n is equal to refractive index. And refractive index of what? This is the question. Refractive index of water. So lastly we explained that light comes from air to glass. So here in this case light enters from air to water. So we can write like this: water to air. Water to air. Refractive index of water with respect to air. Refractive index of water with respect to air. So we can easily write like this: WA, and we can write like this: AW. WA, refractive index of water with respect to air, is equal to A by A. Then write speed of light. Speed of light here. Speed of light in air. Speed of light in water. So we can easily write. We know that speed of light in air is equal to 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second, and speed of light in water is equal to 2.25 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. This is the answer. Okay, this is the answer. By solving this, we can easily find the refractive index of this water. And again, next one is refractive index of glass with respect to air. So we can write that in A by G. So speed of light is 3 into 10 raised to 8, and speed of light in glass is 2. So d by t is equal to 1.5. ഇതാണ് നമ്മൾ നേരത്തെ എന്തിലെ പ്രിസത്തിന്റെ കേസിൽ പഠിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നത്. പ്രിസത്തിന്റെ കേസിൽ നമ്മൾ ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ sin A by sin R we got 1.5, but in this case also refractive index of glass with respect to air by speed of light. Speed of light in air divided by speed of light in glass also we got the same result. So these two equations are similar. We can easily find out the refractive index of any medium by using this method also. Okay, and if the first medium is air, this refractive index is known as absolute refractive index. Absolute refractive index. Why? Because this first medium is air. That is why this refractive index is known as first medium is air, and then we can say that this is absolute refractive index. Okay. Then another term is relative refractive index. So if the first medium is not air, then this refractive index is known as relative refractive index. We can write like GW, W by G. Then we can write speed of light. Speed of light in. Speed of light in us. Okay, NGW is equal to, this is known as relative refractive index. Relative refractive index. This is known as relative refractive index. First medium എന്തായിരിക്കണം? എയർ ആണെങ്കിൽ absolute refractive index അഥവാ സാധാരണ refractive index നമ്മൾ വിളിക്കും. ഇത് ഫസ്റ്റ് മീഡിയം എയർ അല്ലാത്ത വേറെ ഏത് മീഡിയം ആണെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ അതിനെ റിലേറ്റീവ് റിഫ്രാക്റ്റീവ് ഇൻഡെക്സ് എന്നാണ് വിളിക്കുക. അബ്സൊല്യൂട്ട് റിഫ്രാക്റ്റീവ് ഇൻഡെക്സിന്റെ സാധാരണ നമ്മൾ പറയാറുണ്ട് റിഫ്രാക്റ്റീവ് ഇൻഡെക്സ് ഓഫ് കെറോസിൻ മീൻസ് ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് അബ്സൊല്യൂട്ട് റിഫ്രാക്റ്റീവ് ഇൻഡെക്സ്. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് അണ്ടർസ്റ്റുഡ് ദാറ്റ് ഇറ്റ്സ് ഫസ്റ്റ് മീഡിയം ഷുഡ് ബി എയർ. ഓക്കെ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ പ്രത്യേകം റിഫ്രാക്റ്റീവ് ഗ്ലാസ് വിത്ത് റെസ്പെക്ട് ടു വാട്ടർ, ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് റിലേറ്റീവ് റിഫ്രാക്റ്റീവ് ഇൻഡെക്സ്. ഓക്കെ, this is all about the refractive index in this chapter.